Have you ever taken your socks off at night and noticed deep marks around your ankles? By the end of the day, your legs feel heavy, tight, almost like they're filled with wet sand. Your shoes that fit comfortably in the morning suddenly feel snug. Your ankles look puffy, and there's that dull, dragging sensation that makes you want to sit down and not get back up. If you're over 60, this is incredibly common. But here's what most people assume. It's just aging. Not exactly. Yes, our bodies change with time, but that heavy, swollen feeling in your legs is often not simply about getting older. It's about circulation slowing down. It's about the natural pumping system in your lower body not working as efficiently as it once did. And the good news? That system can be reactivated. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple, safe movements you can do at home. No equipment, no gym membership, no complicated routines. When done daily, these movements can help reduce swelling, improve blood flow, and restore that lighter, more comfortable feeling in your legs. And by the time we reach number 1, you'll understand why most people are completely missing the single most important muscle for healthy circulation. But before we get to the movements, you need to understand what's actually happening inside your legs. Let's talk about what's really happening. Your heart pumps blood down into your legs with every beat, but getting that blood back up to your heart is a much harder job. Your leg veins must push blood upward, against gravity. To do this, your veins rely on 2 key helpers. First, tiny one-way valves inside your veins open and close to keep blood moving upward and prevent it from falling back down. Over time, these valves can weaken. That's a normal part of aging. Second, and this is critical, your leg muscles, especially your calf muscles, act like a pump. Every time you walk or contract those muscles, they squeeze the deep veins in your legs and push blood back toward your heart. But after 55, several changes happen quietly. Muscle mass naturally declines. Many people walk less than they used to. Sitting becomes more frequent. Watching television, driving, reading, working at a desk. Certain medications can encourage fluid retention. Higher salt intake can pull more fluid into tissues, and mild venous insufficiency, where blood pools more easily, becomes more common. At the same time, your lymphatic system, which helps drain excess fluid from tissues, also becomes less efficient. What most people over 60 don't realize is that your legs depend on movement to stay drained. When movement decreases, fluid lingers. Blood pools. Ankles swell. Legs feel heavy. This is not a personal failure, it is physiology. So the real question becomes, how do we reactivate that natural pump safely? Here's the hidden truth. When most people notice swelling in their legs, they immediately blame salt, or they think they're holding too much water, so they drink less, or they try to cut sodium drastically. But swelling in the lower legs is often less about how much fluid you have and more about how well that fluid is moving. Your calf muscles are sometimes called your second heart, and for good reason. Every time you contract your calves, when you walk, rise onto your toes, or even flex your ankles, those muscles squeeze the deep veins in your legs. That squeezing action pushes blood upward toward your heart. The tiny valves inside the veins then close behind it, preventing it from falling back down. It's a beautifully designed system. But when the calves remain inactive for long periods, sitting for hours, standing still, minimal walking, that pumping action slows dramatically. Blood begins to pool in the lower legs. Fluid seeps into surrounding tissues. Ankles puff. Legs feel tight and heavy. This is what many people experience daily without realizing the root cause. And here's the gentle warning. Ignoring this pattern doesn't usually make it disappear. Over time, heaviness can become more frequent. Swelling can appear earlier in the day. The good news? You can restart that pump. Let's begin with the simplest movement, and the one almost everyone can do. Move number 5, ankle pumps, the foundation activator. We begin with the simplest movement, and one of the most underestimated ankle pumps. You can do this sitting in a chair, lying in bed, or even with your legs elevated. There is no equipment required. Here's how. Straighten one or both legs comfortably. Slowly pull your toes back towards you, as if you're trying to point them towards your face. Then gently point your toes away from you. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 20 to 30 repetitions. Rest briefly. Repeat for 2 to 3 sets per day. You can do this while watching television, while riding in a car, as a passenger, before getting out of bed in the morning, or before sleep. Now, it may seem almost too simple. But here's where it gets interesting. This small motion triggers deeper circulation than you might think. When you flex and point your foot, you activate the smaller muscles in the lower leg and around the ankle joint. These muscles wrap around veins like a gentle sleeve. As they contract and relax, they create subtle pressure changes that help push blood upward. At the same time, ankle movement stimulates lymphatic flow, helping move excess fluid out of tissues. For individuals who sit for long periods, travel frequently, or have limited mobility, this movement can make a noticeable difference when done consistently. Is it dramatic? No. Is it powerful over time? Absolutely. Think of ankle pumps as priming the system. You're waking up circulation. You're reminding your lower legs that they were designed to move. And when you start here, you build confidence, because you realize something important. Relief doesn't always require something extreme. Sometimes it begins with something small and consistent. Now that we've activated circulation at the ankle, let's wake up the real powerhouse. Move number 4. Seated or standing calf raises, the second heart. Now we move to the true engine of lower leg circulation. Your calf muscles. Remember, these muscles are often called your second heart. And unlike your actual heart, they only work when you choose to move them. Here's how to perform a calf raise safely. If standing, position yourself behind a sturdy chair or near a counter for support. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels off the ground. Hold for 1 second at the top, then lower your heels back down slowly and with control. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions. Rest. Repeat for 2 to 3 sets daily. If balance is a concern, you can do this seated. Sit upright with both feet flat on the floor. Lift your heels while keeping your toes down, then slowly lower. The key is not speed. The key is controlled contraction. Here's why this works so well. Deep inside your calves are large veins that carry blood back toward your heart. When you contract your calf muscles, they compress those veins, almost like squeezing a tube of toothpaste from the bottom upward. The one-way valves inside the veins prevent backflow, so each contraction pushes blood higher. Over time, regular calf strengthening can even improve how efficiently those valves close. That means less pooling, less pressure, less swelling. Many people notice their legs feel lighter within a few weeks of daily calf raises. Now here's an important contrast. Most people stretch their calves. Few strengthen them. Strength is what moves blood. Stretching has its place. But without contraction, without muscle activation, the pump doesn't engage. When you strengthen your calves, you're not just building muscle. You're restoring function. You're improving your body's ability to clear fluid naturally. And that builds momentum, not just physically, but mentally, because you begin to feel in control again. But circulation is not just about pushing blood up. It's also about preventing fluid from settling in the first place. Move number 3, leg elevation with active flexing. This next movement feels less like exercise and more like relief. And that's exactly why it works so well. At the end of the day, when your ankles feel tight and your legs feel heavy, lie down on a bed, couch, or even the floor. Gently elevate your legs so they are slightly above the level of your heart. You can use pillows or rest your legs against a wall if that feels comfortable, Dot. Stay here for 10 to 15 minutes. Dot. But don't just rest passively. Dot. While your legs are elevated, add slow ankle pumps or gentle ankle circles. Flex your toes toward you, then away. Rotate your ankles in small circles. Keep the movements light and controlled. Here's why this is powerful. Dot. Throughout the day, gravity pulls blood and fluid downward. When vein valves are weaker or muscles are less active, fluid accumulates around the ankles and lower legs. Dot. By elevating your legs above heart level, you temporarily reverse gravity's effect. You assist your veins. You reduce pressure. You allow pooled blood and lymphatic fluid to drain more easily. Adding active flexing multiplies the benefit by reactivating the muscle pump while gravity is already working in your favor. Many people notice that after 10 minutes their legs feel lighter. The tight, stretched skin sensation softens. Sock marks appear less pronounced. And here's something important. This is the move many people only use when swelling is severe, but daily use prevents escalation. Think of it not as emergency care, but as maintenance. It can become a calming evening ritual, a moment of restoration. You are not being lazy. You are supporting circulation intelligently. Now we move to something that activates the entire lower body circulation system. Move number 2, marching in place, low impact circulation booster. Now we gently raise the intensity, just a little. Marching in place may sound simple, but for circulation, it is remarkably effective. Stand near a sturdy chair, countertop, or wall for support. Begin lifting one knee at a time in a slow, controlled marching motion. You don't need to raise your knees high. Even a few inches off the ground is enough. Continue for 1 to 3 minutes. If standing feels unstable, you can do a seated version. Sit upright in a chair and lift one knee at a time, alternating sides in a steady rhythm. What makes this movement so powerful is that it engages more than just the calves. Now you're activating the thighs, hip flexors, and stabilizing muscles of the lower body. Multiple muscle groups contracting together create a stronger pumping effect on both veins and lymphatic vessels. At the same time, your heart rate increases slightly. And that matters. Here's the simplified mechanism. Muscle contractions squeeze blood upward, while a slightly stronger heartbeat pulls that returning blood back into circulation more efficiently. Together, that means improved return flow and less pooling in the legs. This is especially helpful for those who sit for extended periods, reading, watching television, working at a desk, or traveling. Even one short marching session every hour can interrupt stagnation. You don't need a treadmill. You don't need a gym membership. You need rhythm and consistency. This movement begins to restore something deeper than circulation. It restores confidence in motion. It reminds your body that it was designed to move, not to remain still for hours at a time. And when you practice this daily, you may notice something surprising. Your legs feel more responsive, less stiff, more alive. And finally, the movement that ties everything together. Move number 1, daily walking, the circulation multiplier. If you only choose one habit from this entire video, let it be this. Walk, not fast, not far, just consistently. 10 to 20 minutes per day is enough to make a measurable difference. And if 20 minutes feels like too much, split it into 2 10-minute walks. Morning and evening, after meals, around your home, down the driveway, around the block. Walking outperforms isolated exercises because it engages the entire kinetic chain, feet, calves, thighs, hips, and core in a coordinated rhythm. Every step activates the calf pump. Every stride contracts large muscle groups. Every minute slightly increases heart output. But the benefits go even deeper. Walking improves something called endothelial function. The endothelium is the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. When it's healthy, vessels expand and contract smoothly, allowing blood to flow efficiently. With age, this lining can stiffen. Regular walking gently stimulates it, keeping vessels more flexible and responsive. Walking also helps regulate blood sugar. Elevated blood sugar over time can damage blood vessels and worsen circulation. A simple walk after meals can blunt those spikes, protecting your veins from the inside out. And let's not forget inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation contributes to vascular stiffness and fluid retention. Daily walking has been shown to reduce inflammatory markers over time. Here's the truth many people don't say out loud. By the time swelling becomes constant, walking often becomes harder. Starting now protects your independence. You are someone who keeps moving, not someone who gives in to stiffness. Every step is a signal to your body. Stay strong, stay mobile, stay capable. This is not about athletic performance. It's about preserving freedom. But to get the full benefit, there are a few important guidelines you should follow. Now let's make this practical. Because knowledge is powerful, but routine is what creates results. The good news. You can do all 5 of these movements in under 25 minutes per day, and they don't have to be done all at once. Here's a simple structure. Morning. Before you even step out of bed, do 20-30 ankle pumps. This immediately activates circulation after a night of stillness. It takes less than 2 minutes, but it prepares your legs for standing. Midday. Choose a natural break point, after lunch, during a television commercial, or while waiting for the kettle to boil. Perform 2-3 sets of calf raises. Then add 1-3 minutes of marching in place. Altogether, this may take 5.7 minutes. Evening. After dinner or before bed, lie down and elevate your legs for 10-15 minutes. Add gentle ankle flexing while elevated. Walking. Fit in your 10-20 minute walk whenever it feels most sustainable. Morning light after a meal or with a friend. Consistency matters more than timing. This is called habit stacking, attaching a new habit to something you already do daily. After brushing your teeth. After lunch. Before watching the news. When movements are anchored to routines, they become automatic. No overwhelm. No complicated schedule. Just small intentional actions woven into your day. Now let's enhance results even further. Once you begin the movements, you can amplify their effects with a few smart adjustments. First, hydration. Many people experiencing swelling make the mistake of drinking less water, but mild dehydration can actually encourage your body to retain fluid. Aim for steady, moderate hydration throughout the day, unless your physician has given you fluid restrictions. It's not about eliminating water, it's about improving flow. Second, be mindful of salt, but avoid extremes. Excess sodium can pull more fluid into tissues, especially if circulation is already sluggish. You don't need to remove all salt from your diet. Simply reducing heavily processed foods can make a noticeable difference. Compression socks can also help, particularly if you stand for long periods or travel. They provide gentle external pressure that supports your veins and reduces pooling. However, they work best when combined with movement, not as a replacement for it. Nutrition plays a role as well. Anti-inflammatory foods like berries, leafy greens, olive oil, fatty fish, and nuts support vascular health. Healthier blood vessels mean better circulation and less fluid leakage into tissues. Finally, maintain muscle mass. Light resistance training, even simple bodyweight exercises, helps preserve the very muscle pump your legs depend on. These small strategies create synergy. Each one enhances the others. However, swelling is not always harmless. While mild, gradual swelling in both legs is often related to circulation and inactivity, there are situations where medical evaluation is important. If you notice sudden swelling in only one leg, especially if it is accompanied by pain, warmth, tenderness, or redness, this should not be ignored. These symptoms can indicate a blood clot, which requires immediate medical attention. If swelling appears rapidly and is associated with shortness of breath, chest discomfort, or unusual fatigue, Seek care promptly. Persistent swelling combined with known heart, kidney, or liver conditions also deserves medical guidance. In these cases, fluid retention may be related to how those organs are functioning. And if swelling is progressively worsening despite consistent movement and lifestyle adjustments, it's wise to consult your physician. Sometimes prescription adjustments, further evaluation of vein function, or additional testing may be needed. This is not about creating fear. It's about being informed and responsible. Most leg swelling in adults over 60 is related to venous circulation and reduced muscle activity. But listening to your body and knowing when something feels different or unusual is a sign of strength, not weakness. You are not overreacting by asking questions. You are protecting your health. Now let me share a quick real-life example. Now I will tell you about Elaine. Elaine is 72. For years, she noticed that by late afternoon, her ankles would swell noticeably. Her socks left deep indentations. By evening, her legs felt so heavy that she avoided going out after dinner. She assumed it was just age. After learning about the calf muscle pump, she began doing two simple things consistently: seated calf raises every day and a 15-minute walk around her neighborhood each morning. Nothing extreme, no expensive equipment, no drastic diet changes. The first week, she simply felt slightly more aware of her legs. By the second week, she noticed less tightness in the evenings. By the fourth week, something encouraging happened. Her socks were no longer leaving deep marks, and she described her legs as feeling lighter. But perhaps most importantly, she felt confident again. She began accepting evening invitations. She felt less hesitant about standing in the kitchen to cook. Her circulation improved, but so did her independence. And this is where your story begins. Growing older does not mean accepting heaviness as your new normal. Yes, the body changes. Yes, circulation slows. But decline is not the same as destiny. Movement is medicine, especially the kind that is simple, consistent, and done with intention. Every ankle pump, every calf raise, every short walk is a signal to your body. Stay active, stay capable, stay strong. These are not dramatic interventions. They are small daily actions. And small daily actions, repeated over months and years, are what protect independence. Heavy legs can quietly shrink your world. They make outings feel optional. They make stairs feel intimidating. They make evenings feel shorter. But lightness expands your world again. You do not need to train like an athlete. You need to move like someone who values their freedom. And you do. You have decades of wisdom. Now give your body the daily movement it deserves. Start today. Not perfectly, not intensely, just consistently. Your future legs and your future independence will thank you. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. How old are you? Where are you watching from? And tell me, do your legs swell more in the morning or toward the evening? Write it in the comments. When you share, you're not just helping me, you're helping others realize they're not alone. If you decide to start these 5 moves today, come back in 2 weeks and let us know what you notice. Even small improvements matter. And if you value calm, science-based guidance for healthy aging, subscribe and join this community. We're here to stay strong, together.